In the words of the great Elizabethan wordsmith William Shakespeare, in Hamlet Act 4, Scene 5, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. Or in the words of the great Twitter wordsmith at Horse eBooks, everything happens so much. This is 1947 Cincinnati Enquirer erasure. The saying, life is just one damn thing after another, is a gross understatement. The damn things overlap. Please do not forget your smash mouth. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. You come to the sobering realization that things will never stop from keep happening constantly. It's from page 6431, for those wondering. And if you don't recognize the font, this is Homestuck. You're welcome! My mom's getting too into the meme game. Thank God my child put this back in the fridge, in case I find a recipe that calls for a thimble of milk. Your mother is funnier than literally everyone on Tumblr. Every time I drink milk, I remember my roommate who used to put powdered milk in his milk so he could drink more milk per milk. That's 65% more milk per milk! What is the kindest thing a pet has done for you? I don't remember this myself because I was too young. My parents had a dog named Charlie who was absolutely terrified of the vacuum cleaner. But after I was born, anytime my mother vacuumed, Charlie would stand steadfast between me and the vacuum cleaner, trembling in every limb, my mother says, but determined to protect baby me from the monster. I'm not crying, you're crying. Scientists create liquid trees, a tank full of water, and microalgae that could be an alternative to trees in urban areas. Big day for people that wanted trees to be replaced by green slime in a glass tank. No one. The algae tanks are actually really cool and do not deserve the slander they've been receiving. They do not replace trees. They serve the function of trees in places where trees cannot be grown, and also serve as a bench and have solar-powered charging ports on them. They are friends of trees. Needless tree replacement slander, algae in a glass tank, solar power. Reminder that people aren't entitled to see into your decision-making process unless you've agreed that they are. Just told a business acquaintance that I'd just finished up my previous commitment. It's not their problem to know that it was D&D. Just to make sure no one schedules meetings on top of my D&D sessions, but also to avoid any chance of my coworkers figuring out when I'm playing D&D, I always block sessions out on my calendar with the appointment title, Conflict Resolution Seminar. It's not a lie, I'm discussing with a small group how to resolve conflict. Not my fault that the answer is often violence. Bro, I love you, but if I saw in the communal calendar that one of my coworkers was attending 30 conflict resolution seminars over the last year, then I would immediately assume they had committed innumerable acts of workplace violence and management was too scared to fire them. Me trying to remember whether one with a house is a slug or a snail. In Dutch, we use the same word for both, with slugs being called naked snails, so making the distinction in English is difficult for me. My Twitch chat finds it hilarious. Houses? Do you mean shell? You don't call it a house in English? No, we call it a shell. But that's where he lives. Just ate an entire pear that was so good and so juicy, I started gnawing on it with both hands like an animal. And the face my supervisor made when he passed by my desk while I was absolutely consumed by my pear-fueled bacchanal was something. I have never seen someone look so tired and also so upset and also so envious. Had another pear today, it was even juicier than the pear I had yesterday, and had to eat over my trash can so I didn't get juice all over myself. And while I was hunched over, lost in the sauce, I heard the deepest sigh, and when I looked up, my supervisor was standing over me like, "Stop eating pears like a caveman at your desk," called out in the company group chat. Me. It doesn't have a tail, so I'm pretty sure it's a hamster. Tech support. Okay, fine. Right-click the hamster. I was gonna say, it does have a tail. That's what the cord is. That's why it's called a mouse. And then I remembered most mouses are cordless now and got fucked up because it is a hamster. And now I'm fucked up because, technology has advanced so much, mice have changed species. It matters to me that you all know I was wizard high when I wrote that. May I offer to you? Hamster mice! They look adorable, I want
one! Visit Earth, they said. It's a Xeno-zoologist's dream, they said. That place is just too weird. They've got birds that fly underwater, air-breathing mammals that live in the deep oceans, fish that walk on land, birds that can't fly, mammals that can fly, insects that consume heavy metals, mushrooms that eat radiation, Zonkin mushrooms. Don't even get me started on that continent they call Australia. And I don't think any of the gods, both old and new, could explain what the Zarg this thing is supposed to be.
Bettina Levy is determined. Do you remember that one post you read about aliens meeting humans? I think you may like this one too. Yes, thank you very much. And I hope you like the alien voice that I put on for this. I'm part of a house cleaning friend group. We each struggle to do our own chores, but we'll bend over backwards to help others. So we all descend on one house a week, in rotation, and clean. The resident babysits the kids and gets a clean house in return. Hey, at the rain on your dandelions, has anyone told you that you're a genius? That's an incredible system. I wish I had a friend group that could function for. I could see this working for dinners too. It's like the mom-friend anxiety hack, but for chores. This is how a society is supposed to function. This is the norm we've all forgotten. I just overheard a walking tour guide tell tourists that gargoyles are called that because they make a gargling noise when it rains heavily, and I snorted, but then I looked it up and it's actually true. That is the etymology of gargoyle. Haha, no it's not. Origin of gargoyle. First recorded in 1250 to 1300. Middle English, gargoyle. From Old French, gargouille. Gargoyle, literally throat. See gargle. Wait, what the fuck? Gargoyles are specifically waterspouts. If it doesn't redirect rainwater, if it's just decorative, then it's called a grotesque, which doesn't mean disgusting, it means cave-like. Same etymology as the word grotto. The English language sounds is nothing but a series of increasingly convoluted insults. The fact that dishes feel like the horrors, but literally takes less than 15 minutes, is a personal insult to me. This is what I use when I explain to people what I mean in saying, not all feelings are valid. Good tags from Immaculate Giraffe. They're still valid in the sense that they need to be acknowledged and dealt with. A toddler isn't correct to be afraid of going down the drain, but his fear is a real and valid thing that needs to be addressed. Yelling at yourself that your dish horrors are stupid will not fix them, whereas praising yourself extravagantly for your courage in facing the dish horrors does kinda help, in my experience. Confusing people is always the best strategy. If someone insults you, pause for a second and look at them and say, "Are you okay?" Works every time. This is from a manipulation advice video, and it's just so fucking funny to me. Why didn't I think of responding to insults like this? My sister works in a restaurant and has taken to saying, "Do you think that's normal?" every time someone says something rude or is borderline harassing her. Fully doesn't engage except for telling them to reflect. Look inward. I'm obsessed with her. It works better in Dutch. Like imagine your waiter being like, "Vind je dat normal?" Same energy. The universe leads. We can only follow. I believe in a universe that doesn't care and people who do. And the universe said, "I love you, because you are love." Is this anything? I propose an addition. The universe is, and we are. Been thinking about this graph a little. Actually, been thinking about it a lot. The universe is an active participant. The universe is a passive observer. The universe is unfeeling. The universe is kind. This was a fun ride through the universe's inner thoughts. Married to childhood friend for 6 happy years. Wife wants to read her old diary from about 3rd grade with me. Sounds kinda dumb, but if she's happy, then fine. Mostly stupid kid stuff with random words like hate in big writing. Eventually, we get to the part where she needs me. According to the diary, she only wanted to be friends because her logic was that Nura's become rich and she wanted to marry me to get rich. Remember how she was always trying to get me to learn and get into college pretty much entire childhood. This led me to actually get a good job as software engineer. I lead a good life because my wife was a sociopathic gold-digging 8-year-old. Good for her! Good for her! She ain't a gold digger. She has been there since you were a kid. She is an investor, a stakeholder. Shipping does not innately mean that you think they're perfect for each other and happy and content and so in love forever. Sometimes a ship can be a romantic couple that is so unhealthy but interesting to talk about, right? Like I'm looking for chemistry, and sometimes chemistry explodes, and I go wow as I inhale the toxic fumes. Sometimes tweeter people know their stuff. This is the right kind of toxic angst I want to read. Exactly! I don't think a lot of my ships are cute or healthy or anything, but the angst, the drama, I need it! Some ships are perfume, and some are mustard gas. Enemies to, I accidentally came across you while you were vulnerable and scared, and I'm not a total asshole, so I tried to help you. To accidental mutual uncovering of softer sides and vulnerabilities. To I can't be mean to you anymore, not out of pity, but because it would feel weird betraying that brief truce we had. To fine, I'll make an effort to be nice to you now, I guess. To actually, now that we're not actively hating each other, you're not so bad, I guess. To I think we're friends, but I'm not going to say that because I'm afraid you're not going to feel the same way. To oh, you also think we're friends? Great! To lovers. This is the process I love, not skipping the in-between and claiming they loved one another all along. Is there such a thing as an addictive personality? The term addictive personality is widely used. Are some people really more prone to developing an addiction? Okay, I do not give a shit about this article at all, but where did they get this picture of the skeleton wearing prescription pill armor? Like, that is the coolest fucking thing I have seen in a while. Who made this? Is he also in front of the White House? He's the president. This is problematic of me, joke, but I really enjoy the splashing of French into English speech or writing. Just adds a pizzazz. Adds a certain je ne sais quoi. See, the problem is that despite around 8 years of French schooling, the French language has utterly escaped my brain, so even the most obvious setup I had created for myself by accident was missed by me. Such is life. C'est la vie. God damn it. Sacre bleu. Well, shit. Merde. Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Where has my passion gone? I had it abundantly when I was a child, and I must have dropped it along the way, but I cannot figure where. Oh hey folks, fun update. I found my passion again. I just had to find my right outlet, get to a place where I have aspirations, dispel apathy, and pursue what I love. It's all good and swell. Reblog this to find the right outlet, get to a place where you have aspirations, dispel apathy, and pursue what you love, and rediscover your passion. I'm noting that the time between the first and second posts was a year, so it's okay if it takes a while. Saying this for myself as much as, if not more than, for anyone else. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself.